Welcome to TechbrothersIT. In this video of Azure Data Factory tutorial, we are going to talk about the data flow debug start time. In past, we had been seeing that when you use the data flow and you need to preview the data and all that, it would take almost 4 to 5 minutes to start the data flow Spark cluster that is being used for the mapping data flow in Azure Data Factory. Now, from March 27, I have seen this notification that the data flow cluster will start in 10 seconds. So that's great news because it will save us money because it takes 4 to 5 minutes to start. Then let's say we are using for maybe another 10 minutes. We want to take some rest and then we want to restart it, but we don't. We let it run for another hour because every time it asks us to spend 4 to 5 minutes, and that is a hassle for a developer to keep working. If he want to take small breaks in the middle, and that's how they will end up paying a lot of money for even debug sessions. Now it will save the money to the companies. Also, it will help. We have, let's say, we are getting a sample data. We can sort that sample data and take a look. We can also export that sample data to CSV file. I don't know how these are going to be really big help, but yeah, why not, to have these features. Let's go to the Azure Data Factory here, and I'm going to show you the notification here. So this is the notification I was talking about. On 27, this notification appeared. And after that, the debug should take less time the when starting our cluster. Let's go to the data flow here and the new data flow, add the new data flow, and you see that the data flow debug. So once you hit turn on, it's gonna start a cluster. I'm gonna wait for it. First, I'm gonna make a connection and all that, and then later we will start the cluster. Add source, and now we are gonna go to the new, and here my blob storage, that's where my file is sitting. The file is CSV, so that's what I'm using. Create a new link service, provide your subscription and your storage account, and then we tested it fine. Now we have to navigate to the file. So I'm going to navigate to my container input, and there is a file called total sales CSV. Now this one has the header, so I selected that, and then we hit OK. Our data source is ready, so it created our data set here. So now we can go and preview our data. So once I go and hit preview data here, and they saying like, hey, you need to turn on this debug cluster. So I have to go right here and turn this on. Now it is telling me like, hey, which IR you are using. I'm going to use auto resolve IR, and then it is asking. It is actually starting with 4+4 cores of a cores for the Spark cluster. Now it is giving me time 1, 2, or 4 hours. So if I want to keep this alive for a long time, let's take a look on this one. This is very important. So this is the amount of time that the IR will wait after your last data preview before automatically shutting down your debug cluster. To avoid billing you for the entire TTL time to live, you can shut down the debug session when you are finished the work. So if let's say right now I create this debug cluster at 215, consider that. Now if I will go ahead and keep working, and at 2:30 I will preview the data last time, and then I'll walk away for tea or something, and then I come back after 1 hour or 2 hours. This cluster is gonna go till 3:30. Okay, so from the last preview of your data, that's where it's going to consider those 30 minutes or 1 hour. So that make sure you understand that, because you don't want to pay a whole lot of money. Now I will suggest you, every time as it starts so quickly, I will suggest you turn it off every whenever you need to turn off. So see right there, it's going to take me like 10 seconds to turn on, and once I'm done with that, I'm going to turn it off, and then when I come back after my lunch or tea or whatever, I can turn it on again, so I don't have to pay the money for that. Now let's go and refresh here. See, still data preview is there, and we have to refresh the data. Okay, our finally data is here, and we can preview that. And now if you see here, I have ID with ABC. That means it's to consider this one as a string data type. So I can go ahead and click here is sorted data 1, 10, and 11. So it's sorted with the according to the, considering this is a string data. If it would be numeric data, and then it will sort by 1 2 3 4 5. Anyways, I can go to the salesperson first name, and I can sort ascending or descending by just clicking it here. Also, I have a option to export CSV, and that's a good option because sometime maybe you're extracting the data from Oracle or some other sources, and you want to have some sample data, see like how it will work, and or share with other team members. So see right there, this has created the CSV file for me, and these are the same columns that we have just seen. So now, coming back to here, you're all good here. I will suggest, just shut down here, and then keep working with your other task and everything. And when you need it again, just turn it on. So you don't have to pay a whole lot money, because now it's quick in starting. So you don't want to waste the time on the TTL, time to live. We don't care about that. So every time you need to make it work, just turn it on, and when you're done with the work, turn it off, because 10 seconds are nothing. We can always spend that 10 seconds in something instead of paying a good amount of money. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.